you've got other forms of gluten found in corn, which people oftentimes refer to corn as a gluten-free grain. You've got forms of gluten found in rice. You've got forms of gluten found in sorghum. So there's, remember that the definition of gluten is that it's a family of proteins found within the seeds of grass. Now, the seeds of grass are grains. So technically, botanically speaking, there's no such thing as a gluten-free grain. It doesn't exist. There are such things as an alpha-gluten-free grain, right? And those are all the grains except for wheat, barley, and rye. But the problem is every time we go back and study these other types of glutens found in all these different kinds of grains, we find that the people who are gluten sensitive react to multiple forms of gluten equally. So in essence, if we compare the type of gluten found in corn, which is called zein, and we compare that to one of the types of gluten found in wheat, which is alpha-gluten, we find that people with the genetic gluten sensitivity react to corn gluten greater than they react to wheat gluten. Yet the corn gluten products can say gluten-free on them. And so one of the big issues is that, here we have doctors saying, yeah, you should be gluten-free, but they're not defining what gluten is based on current science. They're defining it based on the science from 1952. And so you've got a lot of people who aren't getting better. We actually have a term for that. It's called refractory disease, where these people go on strict gluten-free diets and they don't get better. And actually, when we study what is the percentage of people going on a gluten-free diet that don't actually alleviate the full nature of their inflammatory process, it's 92%. So 92% of the people who are gluten sensitive who go on a traditional gluten-free diet, avoiding only wheat, barley, and rye, 92% of them have persistent inflammation and go on to develop, on average, 7 more autoimmune diseases than the person who actually goes on what I call a true gluten-free diet, which is no grain at all.